What's up, YouTube? Happy Friday. CHF here, bringing you another episode of Coaching Handheld Football, and we are doing the George Kittle tight end challenge today. So in League versus League, the only person I'm allowed to throw the ball to is my tight end through all drives, and I'm including 2-point conversions. This was a challenge suggested in the comments, and guess what, guys? I have decided the next one, it was put out there. We are doing the Nathan Peterman challenge. We're going to use Nathan Peterman as our quarterback in League versus League and only throw the ball and see if we can just go ham with Nathan Peterman, the GOAT. Anyways, guys, let's go ahead and hop into what we're going to do in our daily grind guide, talk about the Pro Bowl promo here. So, of course, do your League versus League drives. Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. Do your League survival. Donate your 100 crowns, and then as far as the Overdrive, if you could do the 3,000 points every 4 hours, but I'm done with Overdrive for the year. Not gonna do any more of it. But in the events, guys, so you got your daily blitz events at the bottom. You can do those. The Quad Hub is now giving you every single day you can do that. Team of the Week is getting ready to go away, so if you missed my video earlier in the week, make sure to spend those tokens because they will convert to blitz tokens at some exchange rate if you don't spend them. So, you know, even if it's just to get a player and sell it or get a player and exchange it for training points, you know, definitely take advantage of that. And then, of course, you still do have all the way through February 28th, these playoff blitz events that are coming in. I don't recommend spending, spending your blitz tokens on it, but do all the free events at least once. And maybe you'll get yourself another diamond player. But when we look at the Pro Bowl, guys, you know what to do. Same stuff I've been talking about all week. You can keep doing the trick that I showed you. Get your ballots 3 times a day. Do all 6 of those events up top 3 times a day at each reset, 10:30, 4:30, and 10:30. And then, of course, we have the final of the Masters here, and it is, quite frankly, the worst one. It is a 96 overall fullback in the vertical scheme. Gives +1 acceleration, +1 impact block, 2 Pro Bowl players, and it is a fullback Odell Beckham Jr. The card art's kind of funny. Where he's in kind of like that blow-up suit there trying to catch passes. And basically the joke on the back of it is Odell Beckham Jr. is a huge star in the NFL. But anyways, guys, that's kind of what's going on. Keep grinding away at the Pro Bowl promo. It's actually a pretty good promo for free-to-play players. You know, if you're really far behind and you don't necessarily want to go for a master, but you just want to improve your team, you know, you can go in here and get quite a few of these guys. You could pick up the Clowney, the Kittle, the Howard, the Hicks. All 4 of those guys could be added to your squad on the cheap. They're all Diamond 2 players. And then, heck, you could even add a Melvin Ingram and a Russell Wilson, which are also Diamond 2 players. It's not unheard of to think you could get 4, 5, maybe even 6 of these Diamond 2 players. So if you're, started late in the game, something like this, it's actually a pretty darn good promo for grinders, so make sure you're grinding it. But anyways, guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into the film. We're going to be talking all about tight end routes, best plays for tight ends, and we are going to be featuring George Kittle. On that note, before we hop into it, let's actually look at the card and pull it up. So before this George Kittle, I was using the Gronk from Most Feared, and we look here, 95 speed. That's not bad for a tight end. The only thing that looks, a little suspect on him, actually, let's go in and look at him on the squad because it doesn't give as many stats there. He supposedly has pretty slow release and is not that great. So when we look at his, you know what, let's put the Gronk in there. So Gronk has 92 release, but when we look at the stat comparison there to this Gronk tight end, you know, you're losing 8 on the release, but you're gaining agility, spectacular catch, carry, catch, obviously speed, acceleration, awareness, a little less catch in traffic, and a little less strength. And, but yeah, other than that, I mean, it's definitely an improvement. So let's take a look and see how he does in the game. See you in a sec. Alrighty, guys, so here we are. It's the tight end challenge. Only throwing the ball to the tight end. So we're going to go ahead and return this on the middle. But this first play, guys, this kickoff, we got to talk about this kickoff. So watch there. As always, I move out of the way, right? I move out of the way to let it go. Now, I want you guys to look at something real quick. Right there. The ball looks like it's going into the end zone, right? We're not yet 8 yards out, right? So we're definitely not catching the ball on the 8-yard line. okay? I'm moving out of the way, and if you've ever seen me play, I basically, once I move out of the way, I just move out of the way and wait until it's the touchback. Now, here we go. The AI grabs control of the ball right there, okay? And then runs backwards because I was still holding down. And take a look at that. It says it's a safety. Now, I posted this to Instagram and said, is this a safety or a touchback? A lot of people said it was a safety. And I looked at it in like slow motion, tried to pause it, and it is close. I wish I could challenge it, but here's something that doesn't make sense. What we know is that if he did catch it in the field of play, it was at the 1 yard line, right? 1 yard line tops, definitely not the 8 yard line. And if you know anything about football, end zones are 10 yards each, right? 10 yards at the end zone. So let's take a look at this. It gives us the safety, so we lose 2 points on it, but watch what it says on the play result here, guys. Right here, it is going to say 8 yard loss. So we didn't get it at the 8 yard line and run it back there, which means if we have a 10 yard end zone, if we ran it back 8 yards, wouldn't it be a loss of 11 if it was counting from the 1, which tells me should have been a touchback. Because if the game is registering that he lost 8 yards, even if it was rounding, it was 9 yards, that's still 1 yard into the end zone. But anyways, enough of my little rant. This had me really, really triggered when I saw this because, you know, I moved out of the way, the AI just took over and totally screwed me over. But let's go ahead, hop into drive number 2, and I can tell you that is not going to happen again. Alrighty, guys, here we are, drive number 2. I'm still going to let this one bounce, but I'm going to be much more mindful. I'm actually watching what I'm doing after I move out of the way this time. And in this case, it just goes ahead and takes a bounce. So we're going to be starting at 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line, and we are going to open this up with the play I talked about yesterday, PA slot crosses. As I said, crossing routes beat man coverage consistently. So here we go, only going to George Kittle. Let's see what we get. Right there, we've got man coverage. You see that? We have a guy who's on the right side of the field following him to the left. And look at that. Just wide open there. As I said, it's the route, not necessarily the play. So we get big broken coverage there. Kittle, of course, does what he's supposed to do. And next we are going to go with Seattle here. I don't like these challenges with wide receivers or tight ends just because, you know, sometimes he's not open. Like right there, he's not open, but I really didn't have a chance to do anything. So I just threw it up. Thankfully, he catches it on Seattle, so we got a 1st and goal. I'm going to go with all in here. I like these tight end out routes. They tend to be pretty good against both man and zone coverage. Just against zone, you have to make the read when they're between the zones, because if you let them get too close to a zone defender, you could get picked off. So here we go. We're going to run it there, and look at that. Wide open there, and we get up to, you know, about the 1 yard line. So it's 2nd and goal, and I'm just going to go with another tight end out route here, and specifically use the play tight end out. So very similar route, just a short little out route by the tight end. And right here, as you can see, we throw it in there, and we take that in for a touchdown. So 6 points on the board, and since I can only go to the tight end, I'm going to use double drags here as my 2-point conversion play. Nice little drag route. And there we go. I'm just going to throw it really quickly there, take it in there for 8 points on the day. So there we are. Let's go ahead, hop into drive number 3. Alrighty, guys. So here we are, drive number 3, tight end challenge. Just seeing how good George Kittle really is. You know, if he holds up to his stats. So far, I got to admit, I do like playing with him. He has done pretty well in this match, as well as just other playing around with it. So once again, we're starting at the 25, 1st and 10, and we're going to use PA slot crosses again. You know, I like to use the same plays when I see they're working. Once again, we get man coverage, and that is just going to be a broken coverage situation because it's a crossing route. Basically, every time, if you see man coverage, use crossing routes, use drag routes, all the routes I talked about yesterday, regardless of what scheme you're using. So we're going to go back. We're going to use tight end out here again, not using that nice little out route here. And there we go. Once again, he's getting open there, and we pick up about a 13, 14-yard gain there, setting up another 1st and 10. And this time, we're going to use all in, another out route to the tight end. There we go. Look at that. He gets open again, and this time we get about 9 on the play, setting up a 2nd and 1. So we used double drags as our 2-point conversion, so I'm going to go ahead and use it again here. We're up against this 3-4, and there we go, right between the zones, and we get a nice little completion there, setting up another 1st and 10. This time, guys, we are going to go in, and we are going to use PA waggle. It's another drag route to the tight end right there. And again, I like drag routes a lot. A lot of people don't think they're sexy because, you know, they're not big plays. You're only going to get a few yards unless you can get some yak. However, they can beat both man and zone. I showed you yesterday how drag routes will crush man. To beat zone, you just have to wait for the hole. You know, if you got no flat zone, you wait for him to get towards the sideline. If you've got no middle zone, you hit him right away. You just have to basically throw it between wherever the zones are. So here we go. We're going to run it, and in this case, it's man coverage. It's broken, so we're getting a bunch of yak up to about the 6-yard line here. So moving the ball, not too much trouble. So I decided, you know what, let's use a new play here. Was really thinking it through, and I said, let me use something that I you know, probably wouldn't use, but again, I have to feature the tight end. I was thinking Texas here, was thinking tight end angle here, but I ultimately ended up going with Matt Nagy's play here, and I'm going to go ahead and flip it just because I thought it was an interesting route. And it's this one right here down here at the bottom. And take a look at this route. So it's basically a motion fake to the tight end, and then you throw to him out in the flat. So if we get man coverage, it's kind of like that route that I showed you yesterday with kind of the fake and then hitting the flat route. So here we go. Take a look at it. Once we run this one here, we've got man coverage. It's not as broken because you can see that the guy who's defending him wasn't coming from over on this side. It was a linebacker here. So it's a little bit closer coverage, but it doesn't matter. It's still enough to take that in. So the tight end challenge, aside from that first kick return safety, if you want to call it, even though I'm still a little triggered by that one, we put up 16 points only going to the tight end on the day. So guys, I'm going to stop the video right there. Tomorrow, I am going to be doing a 24-hour live stream for charity. We had a blast last time doing it. We raised over $2,500 for charity, and then the CEO actually matched all of that. So this amazing community basically put over $5,000 to help train service dogs for veterans and special needs kids. And you guys blew me away. That'll be a day I never forget. And it was such a great time hanging out with you guys all day that we are doing it again tomorrow, kicking off January there. So join me at any point. I'm going to try to go the full 24 hours. We'll stick to mostly Madden, but I gotta say, when it's 24 hours, maybe we'll do other stuff. Maybe we'll talk football. We'll do whatever, but we'll be hanging out for 24 hours, and I'm going to leave a link in the description. If you want to check out what this charity is all about, you can go to www.project2heal.org and check it out. Again, there's going to be a link in the description, but if you like this video or what I'm trying to do here on the channel, go ahead and hit the like button. If you are new to the channel, guys, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. What you can count on is strategy content, promo breakdowns, tips and tricks, anything I can think of that's going to help make you have a better experience playing this game. And if you want to see what I drop when I drop it, guys, go ahead and hit that bell icon to join the notification squad. I love you guys. You are the best ever. I hope to see you at some point tomorrow. Even if you can't stay a long time, just stop in, say hello. I love to interact with you guys, and that's like streaming is one of my favorite things because I get to talk to you guys in real time. So I hope to see you guys there. CHF out.